Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. UFC Vegas 37 just ended. The main event was Anthony Smith versus Ryan Spann. An amazing fight while it lasted. Anthony Smith gets the first round rear naked choke. It was a great performance by Anthony Smith. I picked him in this fight. I just thought he had too much experience. He was too durable. He had the stamina advantage. I personally thought that he would get to the submission later in the fight. I think I said third round submission, but he gets it in the first round. This was a wild fight. It started off, both guys were kind of tentative. Anthony Smith chopped the legs a bit, and I knew he would do that. He had a lot of success against Jimmy Crute and eventually stopped the fight with low kicks because of that nerve injury to Jimmy Crute. And he landed a couple. They ended up in a clinch scenario. Ryan Spann picked him up and carried him all the way over to his own corner. And then after Anthony Smith fought out of this clinch, both guys got just super wild throwing haymakers. And then I think Anthony Smith landed, I can't remember if it was a left or a right, landed a punch, dropped Ryan Spann. And I really thought with the follow up ground and pound, he was going to be able to finish Ryan Spann. I mean, Ryan Spann looked so hurt when he got dropped. Anthony Smith immediately started going for a guillotine. Then it was like a weird scramble. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I remember exactly what it reminded me of. It almost looked like Anthony Smith was about to get a Ronda Rousey Katzengano type armbar, just the positioning they were in. Anthony Smith tries to go for this armbar. Ryan Spann ends up on top. Then Ryan Spann, I think Anthony Smith got the feet on the hips, pushed him off of them. They both got back to their feet. And Ryan Spann started swinging very, very wildly. And Anthony Smith lands a power left hook. And from this point on, I believe that Ryan Spann was out on his feet. He was not there. Everything that Anthony Smith was throwing was just landing on Ryan Spann's chin, and he just had nothing. He was just throwing wild, looping punches, hitting nothing but air. He had nothing on the feet at this point after that left hook that just hurt him badly. He didn't go down or anything, but he just looked completely not there at this point. Eventually, Anthony Smith drops him again, tries to go for some ground and pound. It's not there. Ryan Spann just kind of turtled up on the ground. Eventually, Anthony Smith gets his back, locks in the hooks, flattens him out, started beating him up as he flattens him out, and then eventually locks in the rear naked choke and submits him. And then afterwards, there was like this weird altercation. Anthony Smith started saying, take that ass whooping, something like that. And then security came in. It was a weird thing. Then next thing you know, they were hugging and telling each other they respected each other. It was a wild fight. But this fight played out, not exactly how I predicted, but for the most part, how I anticipated. Just Anthony Smith is too experienced for a guy like Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann is not at that level yet. He's too wild. He has power, but he's not fought anybody the caliber of Anthony Smith before. I mean, he's currently ranked number 11, but the light heavyweight division isn't super deep. It's a good division, but it's not crazy deep. Anthony Smith has fought everyone, every elite light heavyweight, it seems like. He's fought John Jones in the past. He just fought so many good guys. And Ryan Spann, this was his first major step up in competition, and he just didn't have it. I mean, at no point in this fight, Anthony Smith was getting wild with him a little bit, and if he would have got clipped, there's a chance he could have got KO'd, but he's just so durable. There's just no point in this fight that I really thought Ryan Spann looked particularly good. It made for an exciting fight, but honestly, I was fairly confident that Anthony Smith would win this fight, and it's a great win for him. I mean, to turn back a up-and-coming guy like Ryan Spann is a massive feat. And then what really impressed me about Anthony Smith in this fight was afterwards, in the post-fight interview, he calls out Alexander Rakic, who just beat him last year and dominated him for 3 rounds. I love that call out. I think Alexander Rakic is the future of the light heavyweight division. Him and Yuri Prohaska, two young up-and-coming guys who look like absolute savages. And the fact that Anthony Smith already got brutalized by him, he lost by decision to him, I think it was late last year, and to call him out and say, look, you don't have anybody to fight, I will fight you again, that just goes to show me he's worked on those holes in his game, and that is the fight that he thinks he can win. And I love that, especially after he gets dominated, by him just, not that long ago. It's not like it was 3-4 years ago. It was literally last year. So Anthony Smith just shows again he is one of the best light heavyweights. And I feel like a lot of people shit on him. And I know this isn't the best win because Ryan Spann isn't the greatest fighter. He's not really in the top 10. He's looked good, but against who? His best win is against Nogueira. But for, Anthony Smith to go in there, come out relatively unscathed, and lock in a first round rear naked choke towards the tail end of the first round and look clean on the feet, work in those leg kicks that he did so well against Jimmy Crute. I just think, you can't compliment Anthony Smith enough. He did a great job in this fight, and I can't wait to see his next fight, and I hope it's against Rakic because, again, that's the fight. I mean, he just lost to him, and he's calling him out. He has to be super confident that he can beat Alexander Rakic. Otherwise, I don't see what would be the point of calling him out. I don't know who else he could fight right now. We got Glover Teixeira fighting for the title against Jan Blachowicz at UFC 267 in October. So they're locked up. Yuri Prochazka's supposedly next in line. So Rakic is kind of available, and there's really no one to fight him. So if he wants a fight, and supposedly on the broadcast, Alexander Rakic said that that he would fight him in December. So I would love to see that fight. But Spann needs to just go back to the drawing board. He needs to fight people, outside the top 10. And I just really don't think Spann has the ability at this point in time. He can improve, he can evolve, but at this point in time, he doesn't have the ability to hang with those elite guys. Right now, he's basically just a power puncher, and he gets too wild on the feet. He had no answer for the leg kicks. He had no answer for the grappling, and I don't really want to hold it against him as far as the grappling, especially towards the end of the fight, because he did get out of some submissions earlier in the fight because he was badly hurt. So I really don't want to shit on his grappling too much towards the end of the fight just because of that. He was out on his feet for sure. He took a lot of damage in this fight, so my guess is he probably doesn't fight till next year. And I have no idea really who a potential opponent for Ryan Spann could be. There's so many guys outside the top 10 in the top 15. The top 15 guys, or maybe someone who's potentially unranked he could fight next. He's definitely an interesting prospect, but until he can get a quality win, there's no sense in talking about him like he's some title contender. And really, there's nothing you can point at in this fight and say, okay, Ryan Spann, you looked great against Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith, for the most part, just bulldozed him. And I know, he escaped some submissions. I'm trying to give him credit. What I seen was good. What I seen was bad. But so sloppy on the feet. So sloppy on the feet. And that's not going to work against a guy like Alexander Rakic. That's not even going to work against a guy like Glover Teixeira or Yuri Prochazka. It's just not going to work at the elite of the elite in the light heavyweight division. And, Anthony Smith just shows he still belongs there. I can't wait to see what he does next. And I kind of shit on this main event just because I did feel like this fight should have been a main event of a card. But it was so good, and the UFC has so many stacked fights coming up that I'm just going to give it a pass. And the card as a whole was very, very exciting. Sarukian got a big win. There was a couple comeback wins by Buckley and I can't remember the other names, Maness or something like that, who was hurt badly at the end of the at the end of the first round, comes back in the second round to get the stoppage. So this night was wild. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of Ryan Spann's performance. That's really what I want to know. I know Anthony Smith looked good, but I want to know what you think about Ryan Spann. Can he compete? Can he improve and compete with the elite of the light heavyweight division? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy these post fights, make sure to like the video, and I will see you in the next video.